It's 10 to 10 in the morning, and I've had about 4 projects lined up today, as well as editing using Kdenlive. And the 4 projects are: the first one, installing Peppermint operating system. It's another Linux distro. Body Linux, which I had before this, didn't have Office Suite, didn't have the Firefox or Chrome browser, had its own browser, which caused me some headaches yesterday, I could tell you. I just couldn't play Flash programs like games. So I had to, the quick solution, despite using terminal to sort of program it, if you like, to do things, it wouldn't work. Or at least it was work. It probably does work, but wasn't compatible with this in-house browser. Anyway, but I kept thinking, when I did a search, I had 2 things came up: Body or Peppermint. And I remember Peppermint from years ago, in the early noughties, when I was trying to change a 2000 or even earlier PC, not laptop. I had Windows ME on it, to an operating system, but the RAM and the ROM back then were pretty bad, as you can imagine. Back to burp actually, or is it heartburn? Shall I take a sip of water? So that's why I'm moving on to Peppermint, because I've heard about it. I've got a feeling it uses Chrome, which means I might have some better luck with Flash games. I think that BBC game has gone. Whatever files it's linked to on the internet, I think the BBC have archived it and it's gone forever. It's a shame. I tried to use something called, there's a bit of water in my air pipe. I'll have to cough, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. It's terrible when it's on air. Website called archive.org, and basically, as the name suggests, it's got a tagline. I think it means, I can't remember now, it means go back in time. Basically, there's a snapshot. Anyway, you could put in a website, the URL, the address of the website, into the search engine on archive.org. It tells you how far back it kept a record or a snap of it. And I was hoping I could do that with the CDX game on the BBC website. And hopefully there'll be some files stored in the archives on this website, because these files, I think they are quite heavy. I think they're about a few hundred meg. was on this website, so I could tap into their reserve, and for a few seconds I thought I was there. And the people who wrote the program for the BBC, no, they didn't have it, but there was another program devoted to the game called CDX-The Game. That was the address of the website, and I tried to go use the archive.org on that, and it looked promising, but it just wouldn't get past that British Board of Film Classification looking screen. So that's why that's project 1, which is still running, is to bring in Peppermint, and I think it's going to have LibreOffice as well, and it's been out more than Bodhi. I don't know, it's more familiar than Bodhi, popular. The second project was to find out if I could do something about the sounds on Windows regarding an event. So for example, when I'm moving files, like I do file transfers, and I move the footage from the recording device to the flash drive, when it finishes I want Windows to play a sound like ding or any sound really. And would you believe it's got all these events but none for file transfer? So when files are transferred, you're not going to just sit there and watch the paint dry. You're going to move around, move about, do something else, and it'd be nice to hear it when the files have moved, so you can get, okay, stop your thing, it's done it. But it hasn't. I mean, it's silly. You've got like 50 other events except that one thing that you need. I just don't get it. So I've done project 2 and it was a fail. The third one is I don't like the sound in the videos. I need a proper mic. So I'm thinking maybe if I use that, I've tried this before, but I don't know if I really researched it long enough. So I was thinking if I use mobile earpiece, telephone mobile earpiece that has the mic, maybe I can record the sound through Bluetooth, which is how it works. I know there's a sync issue, but when you come to the edit with Kdenlive, you can sync the video audio with the separate audio. So I'm going to look into it. That's the third project. And the fourth project is customizing the export. I'm going to do a test on, it's still not looking high quality enough. So I've been going down the numbers. The lower the number with video, the better the quality, but longer the export, which I don't mind. If it's double the time to get a good quality, then I'll do it. Because at the moment these exports at 20 minutes, only taking 1.5 to 2 hours, which is quite, I'm not used to that, videos taking that short. It's always long, you know, hours, like 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. I've got used to that. So I'm going to go with the video. I'm going to go down from 18 to 15. I know it's only 3, but I'm going to test it anyway. As I said, I'm just going to take a 9-second clip and test that. And with the audio, I'm going to go up from 192 to 384, because I've got a feeling 384 is what Shotcut uses, which is higher than DaVinci. DaVinci can only stop at a certain level. I think that's because it's a freemium software. If I was to get the paid version, I'd probably go up to 384. I guess, I don't know. And that is the fourth project, and then after that get cracking with the edit. Looks like a lovely day today. The sun is out. Blue sky is looking a bit greyish, but it's very bright out there. There's a bit of a breeze, thank goodness. Otherwise, it's quite hot in here. I've been out for days. I think the 14th, the video that was last uploaded, which I'm watching again. I think it's every time I have something, a meal, I rewatch the video. After all the effort I put into it, I should watch it more than once. And that one was when was that? Tuesday. So I haven't been out the house since Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So if I do go out, it won't be because I don't need to go out. I've still got enough bread to take me to Monday, which might be the time to go out. Then again, I'm entitled to a break, you know, a exercise break, an outdoor exercise break. So I drive to somewhere for a little walk. Is something I'm considering. Installation is complete. You need to restart the computer in order to use the new installation. Restart now. I've had to reinstall Peppermint OS. It didn't come with Chrome or Chromium. It's Chrome to people in Windows and Mac OS, but to people on Linux it's not called Chrome, it's called Chromium. I read somewhere it had Chromium, but it didn't, it had Firefox. So I installed Chromium, simply enough. You go through it has its own app program, like a store, so it saves me going to terminal and typing in sudo. So I installed Chromium, uninstalled Firefox, then found Chromium, Chromium's owned by Google. Google stopped supporting Flash in 2015. I thought there may be a backdoor way of fixing this. So for hours I've been trying to go through the forums and the internet, going into the terminal, typing in all sorts of stuff. And in fact, repeating what I did on the last two operating systems, going to Adobe and downloading the Flash and then uncompressing it and moving it. And giving myself permissions, right nightmare. And then I thought, okay, that was the least of my problems. Then a new problem turned up. I lost the Wi-Fi connection, and although there's a Wi-Fi icon, it doesn't help much. It doesn't say rescan or anything, it's just static. Again, I went through the forums, to no avail. So I thought, oh, maybe there's a repair option on the flash drive that the installation is on. There isn't, so I thought, well, reinstall Peppermint OS. So it's been a complete waste of time. So I'm reinstalling Peppermint, and while it's doing that, I'm going to test. I've got the audio. I'm going to test the audio, you know, I'm not using that thing. I'm using an old phone with a handset, and see if I can use that So I've got the the phone is a Motorola, so I've got the Motorola file on the desktop. I've got the old Samsung file, which I was over there in the corner. That the Samsung's version also on the desktop. Now I'm going to drag them into Kdenlive and see which sounds better. Hopefully the Motorola is quite nice and not so echo as it is. I think I have to put egg cartons on the wall to stop the sound echoing. I think that's what those are. Gosh, I've said this before, word for word in an old vlog. So that's what I'll do while it's installing. Well, I've got two things happening at once here. I've got those two audio file tests ready in Kdenlive on the desk there. Here, I've reinstalled it. It's asked for a restart. I suppose it needs to do that. So I clicked restart and then took out the flash drive. And then I had a bit of a glitch on the screen there. And I think I may have taken this out too early. But when I plugged it back in and forced a restart, it started to boot off the disk as if to install it again. So I took it out, did another hard reboot, and luckily I'm back in as normal. I did a minimal installation this time. The normal one said have a browser like Firefox, have an office, have games, and when I looked at the office, it was just an online office, Microsoft's online office. So I wasn't keen on that. That's like working off a website like Google Docs. And the games, there was a chess game. I tried to play it, but there was an error somewhere. So I thought, nope, this time I'll have a minimal installation. Whatever I need, I can install. And that's the philosophy of Peppermint. You see, they say we want it to be light and fast, and you're in control. Well, second time lucky, I suppose. A place for everything, and everything in its place. I'm trying that game again. I'm persistent. Yeah. Oh well, I can cross that out and get on with my life. That's all for today. Well, that's it, I've done everything really. I've installed Peppermint OS. It's only taken, I don't know what time it is, I really haven't got a clue. Right, so this is ticked off. Are you ticked off? I'm sorry. No, it's ticked off my 4 project list. So I've just got to do the audio now. It's just ready there, and I'll bring you along and you can have a look. You can hear the volume. How clear the sound is when it's really close up rather than a couple of feet away. Yes, we'll have to get used to working with 2 microphones. Or at least it sounds better, like it sounds now in reality. Yeah, why not? I've done it before. When I used to have the Canon, what was it? The Canon Mark III EOS Power Shot. Remember I used to have that camera? Well, it fell apart. Well, it didn't fall apart. It had a pixel on the screen, and what else? The tripod broke. It was funny enough, it was within the guarantee. I was able to try and get it fixed, and because I couldn't get it fixed, and because I bought it through a third party, all official, proper retailer, because of they were unable to repair it clause, I was able to get a full refund back. So that was good. But because of that camera, I had to use a second microphone. The camera's own microphone recorded the whirring of the zoom. It was recording its own mechanics as it was zooming in and zooming out. And it drove me nuts. And I couldn't get add-ons for it. Like, I don't know what they call it. Is it like a furry thing they put on the microphone to cut out the sound? There is a name for it. Is it a cat's tail or something? But the phone doesn't have any sockets, so you can't build on it. So I was stuck with that. And then I had the bright idea of using the Samsung phone as the external microphone, and it was really nice. It was really brilliant. Cut out the outside sounds. The cars going by, and the wind in the blinds. I don't know how I got onto this, but yeah, I'm about to test it out again. Right, here we go. This one is, as you can see, this is the Samsung clip. So you've got the video and the sound, and here is the Motorola using its voice recorder only. So you've only got the voice clip, or the audio clip as it should be called. Okay, so I just need to align these two clips up, because at the moment if I play it, we've got the Samsung over there. See, they're not in sync. So what you do is you right click on the main clip, or the longer of the two clips, and you make it a reference. So you set audio reference. I've done this before, I think last December when I used Kdenlive back then. And then you take the second clip and you just select align audio to the reference. See, did you see that move? Now when I play it, it'll be in sync. So let's play. Oh. Test in the beginning to see which is the best audio. Oh, that didn't work. I think if I do it manually, it's yeah. Okay, let's see.
So here we go. Test in the beginning. See which is the best audio.
Right, it's aligned as good as possible. I can make the timeline bigger, and I can be more precise, you see. So, it's a bit of an art, this. So if I was to move that to about there, oops, I'll have to take off the magnet, or the, what do they call it? The snap. So I can move this freely. So now if I align it to that, that should be good. So this is Samsung. Right, do that again. And now this is just the Motorola. Right, there you go. Now that's the first time it's not aligned automatically like that. Why did it? Maybe it was too far apart and the reference points weren't. You see, if you look at the Samsung wave, there's some waves where I'm not talking, which means as it's close to the window, and I may have had the window open at the time, it picked up the noise, so it distorted any reference to the quietness near me. I think that's what's happened. That's the first time it's not been aligned. I don't know if it could be. There has been some updates since December, so maybe it's dropped in performance. But yeah, you get the gist of it. And again, DaVinci Resolve does the same thing. You just select the two clips and it will align it. But any other editor, like Shotcut again, they can't do it. It doesn't have the bells and whistles. Right. So from this moment on, well, since I did that, I've been using Samsung, a Motorola voice recorder. So when you see, as you're watching this, hopefully the voice is much clearer, less noise. It means more work, but because of the auto facility, 8 times out of 10 it should work like that. Right, now I can see what the time it is. 3 o'clock, nearly 3 o'clock on the dot. So I'm going to stop what I'm doing. It's been a fun day, not a productive day. It's been a satisfying day of sorts. Been a lot of failures, but now I can move on. But that means start editing the next video, which is Wednesday's video. Got Wednesday to do, Thursday to do, and Friday to do. So no more messing around with operating systems, that's out of the way. Just get cracking with the edit. But now I'm going to have chili con carne on toast. Not on cheddar because I've only got 2 slices left. I'm going to leave that for later. So tomorrow could be either I go out shopping tomorrow, or I have a takeaway, or I have a takeaway tonight and have the 2 slices tomorrow evening in the sandwich. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do next. Actually, 3 out of 4 projects have been ticked off. The 4th one I haven't done yet. And the 4th one is I'm going to test and export using the high audio. I was going to say bold rate, but it's a bit rate. Yeah, 384 instead of 192 and 15 instead of 23 on a 9-second clip. I haven't done that yet, but I had to take a break because I needed those screens to be facing down for a couple of hours. Yeah, so after I've had this, or after a couple of hours, I'll do that one remaining test, and it's full steam ahead on the edit. Right, I'm going to run the final test, or the final project. Just woke up from a nap. I've been watching any telly. I know Martin Scorsese was on Friday, but I haven't got around to that. I haven't seen any Frozen Horses since about then. I've been watching YouTube in between all the editing and napping. In fact, I was watching YouTube. I was watching all the latest videos on my subscriptions, and during one of them I could feel my eyes closing. So I wasn't one of my videos, I hasten to add, but I paused it and just laid on the sofa and I was out. And then I stirred, got up, went downstairs, checked to see if there were any posts. There wasn't, so it goes. And came up here, sat right down, and I'm ready to do a test. So I'm just going to drag a couple of clips in. Just zone out 9 seconds. Mess around with try and improve the video quality and try to improve the audio as well. Export it, scrub it, upload it to YouTube but keep it private, and see if that makes any difference. If there's no difference at all, then I'm just going to dump the custom settings and just use the preset. And then I'll start the edit. My goodness me. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. It's 7:10 and I've just completed the test on the video audio export improvements, and I had two test files. One was the 15 and 384, and one was, to cut a long story short, the same as Shotcut. Now, the Shotcut one looked like the ones was like the problem I've been having lately with the brightness. But the 15384 one doesn't seem to be so bright. The drawback is it's more heavier than the other file. It's almost 6 times more memory. As for the, oh, I've lost it. They both take the same. They both took the same time to export. The only difference was the size of the file, and one didn't have the brightness like the other, but the sounds were the same. But visually, it was very, very close. But I think the 15 and 384 one sort of edged it, so I'm going to go with that. Yeah. Oh, how could I? Well, the best part of this, I know it's taken so long, and the reason why it took so long is I pulled this clip into the video editor, and the time says 00:11:46:13, and I export when I did the first export. I did the whole thing, thinking 11 was 11 seconds. It was 11 minutes. So when it came over an ETA, it was saying 1 hour 28 minutes, and I thought, no, this can't be right. And I almost gave up. I thought, oh, what a shame. I was really down. I thought, so to have a really good output, it's going to. I knew it was going to take long and take up a lot of memory, but for 11-second file to take 1 hour, I thought, oh, no, I'm doing something wrong here. So I was milling with the site called FFMEG. It's still here? Oh, I've lost it. It's some technical stuff. It's all coding. It's like formulas and stuff. Like AR equals 48,000 and G equals 15. All these sort of algebraic formulae. So I was just wandering dark. I was sort of doing searches on the internet. I knew that GOP would equal 15, you know, groups of pictures, which is half the frame rate, 30 frames per second film footage. So I did a search on GOP, and it brought me into this technical documentation. I sort of found my way around there, trying to get ideas. And that's why I formed the first test, 48,000. So, but because of that mistake, mistaking 11 minutes for 11 seconds, I nearly gave it altogether. And in fact, I deleted the profile as well. And I thought, oh no, I need to go back and do it again. Then when I did the 11 seconds, I thought, because I moved on then, I thought, oh, I made a mistake, I'll move on to the 415.384. And that was taking a long time as well. That's how I knew there was something up. And of course, I had these two profiles, I had to do the two tests. But yeah, it's finished now. I can put it to bed, and at 7:15 in the evening I can start, at last, finally start on the editing. It's 22:11. I'm nowhere near finishing the edit. I'm not even halfway. I'm not even a third of the way. But it's okay. There's one big monologue clip that's taken up quite a chunk of the timeline. But it's been a good edit. I've been customizing the keyboard shortcuts, so it's like I'm editing in DaVinci Resolve, and it's made a difference. It's really sped things up. So DaVinci Resolve's keyboard shortcuts are there is a word for it, something logic. What's the word? Oh crikey! It's when the keys are laid out. I mean, it's a QWERTY keyboard for a reason. And mnemonic. I know what it is. On the tip of my tongue. It's why can't I remember? Not organic. It's something like that. It's to do with the human posture. I know what it is, the word. Not mnemonic. Mnemonic? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put the word somewhere in this space. Yeah, so it's like I said, the QWERTY keyboard is so that if you're right-handed, the most often letters you use will be on your right hand, and the least will be on the right. I mean, things like Q, I suppose, is least used of all the others. And similarly, the editing keys are the same. Like when I used to select a clip, it would take me, I have to do Shift plus or Shift equals to get the plus key. In DaVinci Resolve, it's Control V. That selects the clip, and then you want to put a cut. So going back to Kdenlive, you have to do Shift equals to select, and then do Shift R to cut. So it's Shift plus and then Shift R. On DaVinci Resolve, it's Shift V, Control B. It's right next to each other. And I've changed the cursor keys to go to the start of a clip or the end of a clip. It's no longer Alt to left or Alt to left. Not Alt left or Alt right. It's arrow up or arrow down like DaVinci. So it's much quicker. There are some drawbacks because it doesn't matter what they are, but there's bound to be drawbacks, and there are, which means I have to use the mouse to get around it. But other than that, it's quite pleasing. It's really like a smooth edit almost. Yeah. So now 22:11. I'm going to have a couple of sandwiches. It's the last of the cheddar. So it looks like I'll be having a takeout tomorrow, or I'll go out for a shop, which I should really, because I haven't been out since Tuesday. So that's the plan now. Cheese sandwich twice with sandwich spread and a couple of ready salted crisp with a nice mug of coffee. And I think I'll watch Martin Scorsese, the Sky Arts director from on the Sky Arts director series. And also I need another pint of water. Ergonomic. I remembered soon after. Yeah, you see? Control V, Shift V, Control B. It's right there. None of this business. Yeah, it's really good. Kdenlive, yes, I'm still with it. Shotcut is now a distant memory. And I'm starving. And I've only had one bag of crisp. But that's enough, that's ample. 2 rounds of sandwiches. Yeah. So tomorrow, I think the weather tomorrow is rain. So I don't know. Still lovely. Well, I'm get cracking on this. And after that, I don't know. Will I watch slowly? Will I watch Martin Scorsese? I don't know. My mind is so, I don't know. I don't know if we'll go back to editing after this. I might just call it a day. Yeah, if I haven't got the attention span to watch Martin Scorsese, then I won't have it. Is that me? And I won't have it to edit away. Right, no more talking, more eating.